what would your advice be to India?
Well, India is trying uh, to be friend with all the parties nowadays that are in the conflict. And if I am in any way can, suggest something, is the following. You can play around a little bit by being neutral and being friend of China and Iran and the US. Just a little bit, you can play
And
with that
Russia.
notion. You can play with it. At a certain time, you have to decide on which side you believe. Sometimes it's too late, and the side that you want to be part of will not come to your help. That's exactly what happened with Israel. Israel was trying not to take side in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. They said, well, it's not ours. We would like to be friends with both of you. At a certain point, Russia was against Israel, as we see it right now. It doesn't matter what you think. You have to take a side, a clear side at a certain point. You cannot do, double face and triple face, etc., etc. I believe that India needs to think about the meaning of taking a side in the forthcoming conflict, and maybe for a little bit more play, around with each other and be a friend with everybody. But historically, we know that even nations that were for many years neutral, okay, take for example Sweden. Okay,
They
they
joined
decided
NATO.
this is it. That's it. We cannot continue. We have to
That's
take
right.
side, and they have joined the NATO because they understand that something is in the making. They cannot stay, without taking side. There is one other nation that I believe also in a major conflict. They cannot stay, neutral, like for Switzerland. They would like to believe that it can continue forever. There's no such a thing in history. There is no such a thing. And Russia is not, it's just at the beginning of a major campaign that it will take them, they don't care. Might take them 20 years. It doesn't matter for them. They don't care about their populate. They don't care about their economy. They have resources as much as they can, and other nations are willing to pay for those resources. Like India is paying less money for oil from
Russian
Russia.
oil.
They don't care. At a certain point, the other side will be so angry that they will have to react to that kind of behavior. Now, I can understand the logic, the geostrategic logic of India. It is situated in a very specific place on this planet. They have, it's a very important trade route between East and West, and they have to be very careful. But you cannot stretch it forever. When things will get into its climax, you will have to take side. And sometimes in history, you take side a little bit late than you should be, and you might lose.
Then you pay the price. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So before we conclude, could you tell us what your book is about? Fifth Fiasco. I mean, it sounds very interesting. What is it that you've written about in this book?
Well, this book is specifically trying to analyze Jewish history for 3,500 years to see if there is a
Oh,
pattern that is repeating itself. And I found that there were up to now 4 epochs in Jewish history. Each epoch had a different narrative, a different, let's say, religious narrative, historical narrative, different, let's say, even personalities with ideas and etc. And each time there was it ended. Each epoch took something around 500 years, and each time at the end there was a lot of conflict within the Jewish, let's say, sects, and there was a civil war, and there was a calamity, and then we started over again and again. So in that book, I'm trying to say we did it already 4 times. We better learn from history so that it will not repeat itself. And
Often have
I'm
a fit.
suggesting what to do in order for history not to repeat itself.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you really are living up to your tag, your moniker as the futurist.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Professor, for this fascinating session. I hope that your books are doing well and that you will have a session. Maybe we can bring you back to Bangalore so you can talk about your book
Thank you.
in the
I
months to
have
come.
in a month, I'm having a new book coming up, and it's about how consciousness is developing in time, and what is the next stage of human consciousness, what kind of sciences we're going to develop, and what kind of course of technologies are going to be part of that stage in our evolution. We are evolving, and if you see the pattern in which we are evolving, that gives you a lot of tools with which you can work to enhance and put some efforts on the positive issues and avoid the negative issues, which is actually the most important thing in futurist thinking. It's not forecasting the future. We are to forecast the future.
No, but you do it quite well, I can see.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very much.
much.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you.
really opened my mind to a whole load of new possibilities.
All
Thank you.
right.
Viewers, do click on the New Indian Express website and Global Express and do share it on all your social media platforms. Thank you very much.